Welcome back to Atlanta and Company, everyone. I'm Christine Pallara. Well, we all like to think it won't happen to us. A fire, a flood, that's just something you see on the news. But as many across Metro Atlanta have learned recently, it can happen. When it happens, you just want to be prepared and be ready with a plan. And joining us for our second part of our series on disaster preparedness is the shopping queen. Good morning, Fatima.
Good morning, Christine.
So last week we talked about kind of what you need to do, taking inventory of the house, of everything in the home, correct?
Right.
And now we've gone on to actually creating the plan. Walk us through the emergency plan, the planning kit, and what's that's all about.
Yes, the emergency supply kit is basically all the supplies that you would need, you know, first aid items, that type of thing, if an emergency were to occur. And a great resource for that is Real Simple magazine.
Oh, good.
They have a nice checklist with all different categories of stuff that you should have, and really think through all your necessities, you know, food and water for you and everyone in your family, including your pets. Don't forget about pet needs.
Oh, that's right.
Important medications that you need to have, and also communication items like radios, phones, walkie-talkies, that type of thing, as well as all your important documents, you know, copies of insurance policies, social security cards, wills, that type of thing. Have a copy of those in waterproof bags that you have with you, and then keep the original safe either in a safety deposit box off-site or in a waterproof, fireproof safe at your home.
Such a great idea, because when disaster strikes, you're so overwhelmed, and then it just will help alleviate a lot of the stress as you're trying to build your life.
That's right. And the thing is when an emergency or a disaster strikes, you want to go into auto mode.
Right.
And that's the key, that you should have a communication plan and talk about that with your family. So, because, you know, really think about it. Every time we get on a plane, we do the, you know, air safety safety presentation. At work and schools, we're always doing fire drills. So everyone is always prepared and knows what to do. But we don't have that at home. We don't talk about it at home, what we would do at our home in case of a tornado. Where would we go in the home? In case of a fire, where is a local safe place that we would go to for a fire? So those are the things that you should really talk to your family about and know. Another thing that people don't realize is that if a local disaster strikes and your kids are at school or daycare, where do they go? Do you know what the school plans are for evacuating those children? So these are all the things that you need to think through. The Department of Homeland Safety actually has a great resource on their website, ready.gov, that also has a checklist of what things that you need to think through.
Okay, and so that's when you say communication plan, it's literally just making sure you're talking out all the key points with your family.
Right,
okay.
And they all know what to do. And another thing to consider is designating a person who doesn't live in the state that is long distance as the point contact person.
Yes.
Because a lot of times in local disasters, cell phone towers, local phone service goes out, and you're not going to be able to communicate with each other. So if you do get phone contact, you might just be able to contact someone that's out of state. So that's a good number that you should have with you, that everyone knows that that's the point person to contact, not trying to waste time and contact each other.
Yes, because family can get so, you know, emotional and distraught if they can't get a hold of you, just to know that you're okay.
Exactly.
Now, where would we keep, I know this seems like a simple question, but where do you keep the, you know, do you designate a certain box with all the things in, that it's an easy to find place, you know, once the electricity goes out? Like, really simplify it for us.
To put all of them in a nice 5-gallon bucket, you know, that you get from the hardware stores,
right,
where the paint comes in. Or
not
you
a box in case there's a fire.
Exactly. So a nice, and that's waterproof as well, so you seal it tight. You know, depending on the size of your family, you might need 1 or 2 of those 5-gallon buckets. You keep everything, and once again, everyone in your family should know where it's located, so everyone can help and know where to go. To help you think through all of these ideas, FEMA has a really good resource on their website. FEMA have a thorough checklist of different things that you should consider in different kinds of disasters.
Okay, any other references for our viewers where they can go and find this information?
Well, the Homeland Security website, ready.gov, and then FEMA.org. or .gov, both of those will take you to the same place. They have lots of resources there for the different kinds of disasters. And as we've seen in Atlanta, we would have never thought that we would have flooding issues, but you never know.
Right. It really seemed, even though we were getting that steady rain, and we saw, obviously, it was a deluge of, of water, it really seemed like once that flooding hit, it really kind of took people by surprise.
That's right. And everyone, thinks it's not going to happen to them, and so they don't plan ahead of time. But the key is to, discuss these. I know they're not really happy thoughts, but discuss them with everyone in your family so everyone knows what to do, because you don't want to go in panic mode. That's the last thing you want to do.
Right. Well, as we wrap up the two-part series, so just any key reminders you just want people to know and to remember and take away from this?
The key, once again, is to be prepared. As we discussed last week with knowing what is covered under your insurance policies, be prepared, understand what it is, and then also this week, be prepared, get a plan together, and understand what everybody's responsibilities are as far as communication and what things that everyone needs to do.
I know it really is unpleasant. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to really, do it, but you have to. You absolutely have to.
Right. Just like I said, the airplane safety that you sit on a plane every single time.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. You want to just make it so mundane, so routine that you just automatically go into preparation mode.
Safety mode. Yes, exactly. Well, thank you so much. We really enjoyed both parts of the series, and hopefully it's been a lot of help to our viewers out there. Thanks, Fatima.
Very welcome.
Well, if you would like any money-saving tips, ideas, and coupons, visit the Shopping Queen's website at shoppingqueen.com. Up next on Atlanta.